Hey everybody, No Vacancies, Glenn Hausman here, and I'm with the President and CEO of Chesapeake Hospitality, Mr. Chris Green, and today we're going to be talking about management companies and the whole notion of where are they right now and how are they fitting into the hospitality universe. Chris, how are you doing today, sir?
Doing great, Glenn. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. So, it strikes me as interesting. You've recently taken on the role as President and CEO of Chesapeake Hospitality, and you guys are a mid-sized kind of company, I would say. But one of the things that I'm seeing out there, Chris, is the big guys keep wanting to get absolutely bigger, while there's a lot of new players and smaller folks coming onto the scene. How do you see the state of hospitality management in the hotel industry?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fascinated by it, quite frankly. The whole Aimbridge Interstate merger is a lot of that is driven by the fact that they're private equity held company. So they've got to continue to drive scale to make the returns that they're looking for. And then on the other side, we've had a huge run up over the last 10 years in the business. So, and what we see is a lot of new management companies that have launched and people that are kind of combining 2 or 3 smaller management companies.
Right.
To me, it's really the difference between institutional management, which is what Aimbridge is. I mean, the 1,400 hotels, that is an institutional sized company.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then companies like ours, the companies that have between 40 and 80 hotels that have, the infrastructure and the scale to run any type of asset, but are delivering a very focused, personalized service, which is just something different.
Right. So how do you know if you are an investor in the hotel industry, which way you think you should be going? Should you be going with one of the big guys because you feel maybe they have economies of scale? Or do you want a smaller company that might be able to do things a little bit differently for you?
I mean, I really think it has to come down to your investment criteria and your personal preference. Are you comfortable being in part of a really large company? And banking on the scale size, or do you want to be able to speak directly to the president of the management company if you have a question, or to the principals of the management company, and really know at a personal level who's operating your asset? I think there's space for both. You don't get the scale they have without having a need for that service, but also there's a place for companies like ours where I know our owners personally. I know what their investment criteria are. I know what they're seeking to do with their assets. And so that's also just a different type of business relationship.
Right. How has the role of the management company, do you think, changed in this last decade that we've seen this incredible run up of RevPAR basically for the last 117 months straight, with a couple of months in their exception?
Well, I mean, really, the business continues to get more and more complex, right? So honestly, you've got to have a certain scale as a management company to be able to support the assets. There's a lot of equity out there from the performance of the stock market and business in general, and they're interested in our business. People love travel, which we of course love travel, so they want to invest in hotels. But you've had to get more and more sophisticated as a management company to be able to deliver and sit between the complexity of all the brand demands, the owners, clients' demands on their investment criteria. So I think that the management companies that are succeeding now, that are seeing success, have really stayed curious and aggressive with learning and staying on top of current issues. I mean, you've got customer acquisition, e-commerce. You got global purchasing is like just a kind of table stakes. Right. I mean, those are all those things are table stakes now, and if you can't do them, it's you're behind the times. So it's very sophisticated. It's a very complex business. I'm always so surprised at how complex what we do every day is.
Right. So if I was buying my first hotel, what advice would you give to me whether or not to choose one of the massive mega companies, a great mid-sized company such as yours, or maybe go at it alone and be an owner operator?
Well, I would shy away from the go at it alone. I mean, I think that's risky. I think it's risky. I would tell you that a good management company is worth their weight in gold, regardless of what they are, because you're going to have, whether it's my team of professionals or another company's team of professionals, people that have done this. I've done this my whole life. That's all I've ever done. You earned your money possibly as a physician or as a radio host or, a No Vacancy podcast host, however you earned it. But you didn't earn it running a hotel day to day. I think
I earned mine down by the docks, but that's for a totally different conversation.
So I think that then it really does come down to, what is your comfort level with, being part of an institutional grade company, or do you want to be part of something where you're, we think our owners are our family, right? We want to be, our only business goal is to deliver great value and relationship value to our clients and to our associates. Those are our two constituents. And so that's an easy equation for owners to figure out whether they want to do business with us. I can't say, I know I compete against those companies all the time. They probably don't think about competing with us.
Right.
But, they're very good. I'm not taking anything away. I just know, I read every one of our star reports for all of our hotels every week. And that's not possible with 800, 500. It's just not possible. I mean, sure, there are people that do it, but I read them because I want to know what's going on at our assets. So that's where, Glenn, as an investor, you would have to decide. What do I want to know?
Yeah, so it comes down to what your personal preferences are, what type of organization do you want behind you, but it sounds to me that partnering with a smart management company is a better way to go than going at it alone. Chris Green, how can we find you at Chesapeake Hospitality?
Super easy. Just go to ChesapeakeHospitality.com or cgreen@ChesapeakeHospitality.com.
Great. We'll see you next time in another video version of the No Vacancy podcast. So for myself and Chris Green, thanks for watching.